up, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy, Dark Racco here with What If Issei Had Karma Seals, Part 1. Yeah, let me begin to this What If, but yeah. I didn't really watch anything yesterday, so that's why I'm making another What If. So other than that, let me begin to the What If. Let me shut the fuck up. And yeah, I could have watched something in the morning, but I kind of got lazy, so yeah, that happened. So, of course, it's going to be raining probably tomorrow at like the afternoon, but yeah, I probably won't be able to go to the store now that I think about it. Not the point. But let me begin into this. What if crazy sibling in the morning kind of screaming out there was a ghost, demon, whatever the fuck it is at my house. All I'm thinking is there's a giant fucking rat on top of the roof, or not on top of the roof, mostly inside, what's it called, the attic. They're fucking crazy, whatever. But other than that, let me begin to this What If. Let me shut the fuck up, but yeah. So, let me begin into where this is gonna happen. But yeah, we go into mostly a brownish haired boy with goldenish brown eyes going to a school that used to be a co-ed school, mostly full of girls. But now, or not co-ed school, yeah, a girls school. But it used to be all girls school, but now it's actually for mostly two genders. The guys and girls, and whatever the fuck else there is, but there's only two genders. But whatever. But of course, this is where, well, this boy really didn't know that much about anything. Actually, he did know a little bit about some stuff, but he also kept some secrets to himself. But not the point. He had his two best friends that he had mostly ever since, well, mostly these two best friends has been with him ever since he was a child, when he was actually like kind of like 4, 5, 6, or 7. He was just like, yeah, these two are basically his two childhood friends. There was another ones, but they kind of moved away. But yeah, of course, is where one has no hair, or mostly he's bald, and of course has his eyes closed, and another one kind of has, well, mostly black hair and has glasses. This is where, well, one is called the perverted, mostly perverted glasses, and the other one is called the bald pervert. But yeah, or pervert bald, or whatever. Of course, this is where, well, one of them is named Matsui, the guy with no hair, and the other one is named Murahama, the guy with glasses and hair. But yeah, of course, the brown hair boy is named Issei Hyodo, or there could be another name, but mostly it's Issei Hyodo. And they're all normal students going towards a normal, nothing special school named Kuo Academy. Ah, yes. But of course, that's not the point. We go into the brown hair boy's kind of life. Mostly we go into three boys already running away from, or not even running away. Well, yeah, kind of running away from mostly a group of very angry cheerleaders, candle clubs, and also swimming club. Now, of course, the reason why all three clubs are chasing them is because Issei's two perverted friends kind of screwed them over. We go into Issei. Issei saying, what the fuck did you two even do? Issei's right now running ahead from mostly, what's it called, his two perverted friends. This is where the two of them says, well, we got some good pictures, and we did kind of screw up each other over. Well, don't worry about this, Issei. Just keep running. This is where Issei says, are you fucking serious, guys? I literally just went to the bathroom, and then when I come out, I see you in a fucking army. Like, what the fuck? This isn't Russia versus Ukraine. What the fuck are you guys doing? This is where, well, mostly both of them say, wow, talk about history and other things. We should keep running instead of talking about this. We shouldn't waste our breath. No, you know what? Screw you two guys. I'm gonna try to escape from you two and escape from them. Wait, no, we should stick all into a group. This is where Murahama said. This is where Issei says, fuck that shit. This is where Issei starts running. This is where, well, they run into the courtyard, mostly being a bunch of like fences, sports, or whatever shit, whatever. There's like other clubs like baseball, football, or whatever, and the football, baseball, soccer, other kind of sports see them kind of running, and they say, it's the two perverted duos. And this is where, well, Issei is looking around, kind of just seeing this and seeing the fence. Some of the different sports fences are kind of a little bit down higher, any of that. And Issei says, well, this is going to suck. Wait a minute. This is where he's looking around. He saw one of the taller fence kind of near a like tree, and the taller tree is kind of near the school building, like the like the roof and other things. And this is where, well, if he climbs up specifically up to that roof, he can go up to the school, like very top, run into the door if it's not locked, and then just escape. But yeah, this is where he sees his two pervert friends still running like hell. Of course, they're checking the pictures. He still sees the girls kind of running at them. This is where he just says, fuck it, parkour, whatever. I have seen this on YouTube, and I hope I don't screw myself over. This is where, well, Issei puts on his earbuds, like, he managed to put them on when he's running, gets out his phone, and starts kind of, like, listening to music. The song he hears is called, so the song he's hearing is called In the Darkness by Baron Gates, and this is where, and something else I forgot, but this is where, well, he puts that on, and this is where, Shadow to the Darkness, this is where, well, he kind of runs up to the fence, kind of jumps on it, and this is where both Matsui and Murahama are confused. He jumps on it, he gets on top of it, then he runs towards the bigger fence, because he only jumped into, like, the smaller kind of fence that's near the baseball team, which they kind of see the baseball team looking at this and confusing. Then this is where Issei jumps onto the bigger, like, where behind the baseball pitchers are usually kind of grabbing, or mostly the throwers or something. They're kind of confused seeing, well, mostly one of the perverts doing this. This is where, well, the swimming club, what's it called, Kendo Club, and also, well, mostly, cheerleader club, kind of looks confused at Issei and what he's doing. He gets on top, he then jumps onto the tree. He managed to land on one of the branches that didn't break. Then Rush gets onto the other roof and kind of starts climbing on top of the roof by parkouring a little bit and tells what to call both Matsui and Murahama, bye. This is where he kind of just say, bye-bye. He smiles and just, like, runs off. But yeah, he then gets onto the other fence that's on top of the roof. But yeah, this is where he runs off and then just opens the door and just gets. This is where both Matsui and Murahama say, Issei, you traitor! This is where, well, the clubs actually realize, what the fuck? He can actually. Wait, hold up. I thought he wasn't. Wait, this is where, well, they hear the two perverted duos kind of just like say, Issei, you traitor! This is where the swimming club now realize that, yeah, one of them managed to escape, but it was very impressive in how he escaped. That he left his two friends to death, but still, what they still had the two duo perverts, and they are mostly the ones with the camera. This is where, well, Issei is still hearing music. Of course, he runs down the stairs. This is where, well, he's running down the stairs before he accidentally tripped and say, oh shit! This is where he falls down to the ground, smashes his face to the ground, and says, oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that hurts. This is where, well, he's trying to look for one of his earbuds because he managed to fell off. He's looking around, he says, here it is. This is where, well, someone kind of, like, grabbed it before he grabbed it. And this is where, well, he kind of looks up and sees a girl with kind of mostly longish, silverish blue hair. Of course, these bluish eyes. And this is where, well, she kind of just grabs the earbud and, of course, puts it up to her ear just to hear and what Issei is hearing exactly. But yeah. So the song actually did skip from the other song and kind of went towards something called Voidwalker by I Am Jake Hill. And this is where, well, the person puts it up to her ear just to hear it. And this is where, well, she kind of just shake her head kind of and listening to the music. And this is where, well, he says, can I have my earbud back? This is where, well, he kind of noticed that the girl had a kind of friend next to her. And of course, this is where, well, the other girl had kind of whitish, mostly both of them had kind of palish skin, but one of them had kind of whitish hair. Of course, her eyes were kind of red most of the time, but yeah. This is where, well, she kind of, well, her hair was kind of like white, mostly just purely white. Of course, this is where, well, she looked confused at mostly Issei, and Issei kind of just chuckles and says, hey. This is where he realized now who they are, because he was kind of a little bit dizzy. And this is where he's like, oh, hey, Alison. This is where he kind of sees the girl with red hair. And, well, not red hair, mostly red eyes. And, of course, now that he recognized and who exactly is the one who actually picked up his, well, mostly earbud, her name is mostly someone named, the other one is named Celestia. This is where, well, he says, hey, Alison, Celestia. Celestia, can I have my ear? This is where, well, Celestia puts her hand in front of Issei and says, This is where, well, Issei kind of says, I gotta get out of here for a second. I'm sorry, I can't really stay, but this is where, well, mostly Alison grabs his hand and says, too bad, you're gonna have to stay with us. This is where, well, Issei sweatshirts and just chuckles and says, sweatshirts, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly, Celestia kind of just asks Issei if he's actually having his music playlist kind of into one next song. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei says, this is where he was kind of talking to Alison, but this is where, well, he kind of pulls out his like phone, and of course he went through the music playlist. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei says the next song is called "Back from the Grave," or mostly not "Back from the Grave," mostly it's "Back from the Dead," made by the Dead, and of course mostly made by I Am J.K. and well Josh A. And this is where, well, mostly Celestia nodded. This is where Alison took out his other earbud and of course puts it into her ear. This is where, well, he says, come on girls, let me actually hear my music. This is where both of them shake their head and say no. Of course, this is where, well, they show off some like little bit grins on their face. And of course, this is where they say, well then come and catch us. This is where, well, he says, you do know that I have my phone. I can literally just pause off the music, right? This is where both of them freeze and say, well, this is where both of them look at each other and tries to grab the phone. This is where Issei jumps away and says, no, don't you dare. This is where, well, Issei is just chuckling at their antics. But yeah, this is where, well, they both pouted and very annoyed, angry. But yeah, this is where, well, he says, well, I should probably be going home. You can keep the earbuds or whatever, but they will die later or just disconnect entirely. This is where, well, mostly both of them pout and decides to give him back the earbuds. This is where Issei puts it back into his case and kind of just chuckles and says, besides, what are you two even doing in what's it called, afternoon school? This is where, well, they said, well, we're just walking around, both of them said. This is where, well, Issei said, oh, okay. This is where they asked him and what he was doing. Issei said, well, during 7th hour, mostly when I got that 7th hour, I needed to go use the restroom. So yeah, that's why I'm actually out here. And then I was getting chased by mostly the swimming club, the candle club, and also cheerleader club because my two idiotic friends decided to screw me over and managed to get me into that same fucking mess with them. This is where, well, Celestia and even Alison just questioning why Issei is still friends with the two perverts. Even though Issei hasn't really done anything perverted into the school, why is he still friends with mostly, Murahama Matsue? This is where, well, Issei kind of just questioned and saying, oh, that? Since I don't really have any other guy friends, it's just like, I don't know. This is where, well, they both kind of question in Issei's insanity if he really wants to keep being friends with two people that really might one day harass a girl and then cause his reputation to probably go down, straight down to bottom rock. Issei thinks about it and says, that is true. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea to be friends with them. This is where, well, they both nod and say, see, now that you see our picture, you should stop being friends with him. Well, who else am I going to be friends with? This is where, well, they look at each other and say, what about us? This is where, well, Issei said, right, this is where he says, yeah, you two are kind of my friends. It's just, you two are girls. And half the girls in this whole school think otherwise. And blah, blah, blah. And you get the point, right? This is where, well, they say, no, we don't get the point. You should explain it to us. Both of them have such a cheekily kind of grin. This is where, well, he says, watch off and says, look at the time. I think I should probably be getting home. Shouldn't I? This is where they both pout. And kind of says, okay, fine. Yeah, we should probably start getting home. This is where Issei not. No, this is where Issei says, well, I should probably be getting home. So yeah, I should probably see you girls later. We can talk more later. I mean, we can text each other, but yeah. But yeah, I'll probably get home and probably play something on my kind of Xbox or something. But yeah, I mean, if you girls want to kind of hop into one of the lobbies, video games or whatever, you can just text me. This is where they won't nod it. Because it worked well. Alison says, oh, that reminds me, Aika did kind of tell me to tell you that she's going to hop on GTA. And this time she said not to play any racing games because she's not trying to rage quit in an instant from the last time. This is where Issei says, aw, such a mean person. This is where, well, Alison says, and I don't blame her. You playing with GTA mode, racing game, no, never again. Issei says, I'm not that much of a bad person. Celestia kind of puts her hand mostly in front of Issei and says, bullcrap. Last time you just stood into the racing, like into the finish line, put it on an RPG and start shooting us. And also start blocking the other GTA players. This is where Issei says, okay, maybe I'm a little bit of a terrible person. This is where, well, they just watch up and say, a little bit? Yeah, that's a complete underestimated bullshit lie. Sir Issei chuckles and says, I guess you... Well, yeah. Well, I should probably be going home then. Don't worry, I won't play racing game, okay? I'll play something else. Whatever we can play, okay? This is where, well, Issei kind of just like runs off, and this is where both of them just switch up and says, he's going to definitely play GTA Racing again. This is where, well, Celestia says, yup, he is. I hate him most of the time. This is where Alison nodded. This is where they're kind of walking, but this is where, well, they both kind of have a little tint of blush, because mostly Issei was saying that they are kind of friends. And of course, well, he kind of said that there's a lot of things, blah, blah, blah. Mostly some girls and guys might mistake them for being, mostly girlfriends and boyfriend, but yeah. This is where, well, they both blushed. They knew what Issei was kind of mentioning, but they wanted to hear him say it, but mostly Issei kind of never said it. The only way they're interested in Issei is because Issei is quite nice. He's not much of a pervert. He's actually quite nice for being a boy. In this school, he was actually one of the first ones to ever kind of like show them around of the school. Of course, he wasn't that much greater than knowing much of it, but he was kind of the only first boy to actually talk to them, be brave enough, and kind of just be nice to them. This is where, well, unlike every other guy, would just be lustful and looking at them most of the time. Issei was never like that, but yeah, unlike his two perverted friends, which they kind of hate his two perverted friends. Basically, every girl hates the two perverted friends. Now, of course, there's some girls actually, like Aika and other people, kind of know that Issei isn't much of a pervert. Even though Aika did try to do some pervert jokes. For Issei to annoy him one time in GTA kind of lobby game or whatever, Issei pulled out the RPG. Well, not an RPG, he threw a sticking bomb into mostly Aika's car, and boom. Just for that joke. This is where Aika knows about it, because she hates the fact that Issei usually does kind of be churlish a little bit. But yeah, of course we go into Issei kind of going home. This is where he was crossing a bridge, but before crossing a bridge, a girl kind of comes out of nowhere and says, can you please hold on? This is where, well, Issei turns around, and this is where, well, Issei says, yes, do you need help? This is where, well, the girl, she kind of has longish blackish hair, kind of violet eyes, well, yeah, kind of magenta violet eyes, and this is where, well, she's kind of acting shy like Hinata. Which Issei really thought of this so fast. He's like, man, why does this look so familiar? Why does she look like Hinata, but without the, what's it called, lavender palish eyes? If I called her Hinata, do you think that would just piss her off? This is where Issei's thinking to his head. This is where, well, the girl says, I want to tell you something. Your name Issei, right? This is where, well, Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, no, wait, this is where Issei saying, wait, should I say that Issei? Yeah, I am Issei. This is where, well, she then says, oh, okay, my name is Yuma, and, can you go on a date with me? This is where, well, Issei seems confused, and this is where he says, huh? Oh, date? This is where Issei thinks about it and says, sure, Hinata, I'll go on a date with you. This is where, well, Yuma says, really? Wait, Hinata? This is where she gets confused. This is where he says, well, I don't really have time much to talk to you, so, whenever you're gonna, whenever it's fine. This is where, well, Issei it's kind of leaving. Well, yeah, he's, kind of waving and kind of, like, about to go, and this is where Yuma says, wait, mostly this Saturday is fine, right? Issei says, sure. This is where, well, she then runs off in happiness. Really, it was a fake happiness, because it's where, well, someone next to him, mostly a ghost spirit that looks like to stop time for a second around Issei, kind of questioned and why Issei even accepted her kind of date. Mostly it looks to be like some kind of white figure with kind of white, silky white hair. Of course, palish eyes in this where, well, he does have a white outfit in this where, well, He's kind of floating next to Issei, mostly to the right side, and this is where, well, Issei sighs and says, the only reason why I accepted it, I thought it would be fun. That's where, well, the person next to him just kind of chuckles with the evilish smile and says, you're so evil, aren't you? This is where, well, Issei says the one who's right now in my body. Who's the more evil bastard here, you or Ishiki? This is where, well, another person appears right now to the left of him and says, huh? Okay, I don't even know what you two even talked about, but evil, I am evil. I am the greatest evil here. This is where, well, the other person kind of just scoffs and says, evil, my ass. Bitch, you couldn't even do anything. This is where, well, mostly both of them are just arguing about something. This is where, well, Issei shakes his head, and this is where, well, this bluish kind of space around him kind of disappears, and he's walking away. This is where, well, he's kind of getting to his house, and of course, this is where, well, both of his palms, if you would have saw it closer, they were glowing red and a blue color. But this is where, well, they both disappear after a while. This is where, well, Issei kind of gets home. Well, mostly, yeah, blue and red, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into Issei getting to his house, and this is where he says, hey mom, dad, are you home? This is where Issei sees a letter, and this is where he sees his parents are not here. They're mostly on vacation for a couple of days, or mostly at, what's it called? They're kind of mostly, mostly their grandparents' kind of family vacation. But yeah, Issei could have gone because there's actually a question mark if Issei wants to go. Just give them a call or whatever, and they will go to the kind of vacation. But yeah, Issei said, nah, this Saturday I am going with the girl named Yuma. Which she feels kind of weird because mostly she feels like some kind of weird energy. She feels like most of the time, not most of the time, she feels, how should I explain it? Why does it feel so familiar? This is where the blue space around him must appear again, and the ghost figure kind of says, she kind of feels like some kind of weird creature being in this world, isn't it? This is where, well, Issei nodded saying, she does. She doesn't feel like that demonic presence I usually feel when I'm near Ria's Creamery, one of the one of the most beautiful women in Kuo, or even Akuno Senpai, or even Kaiju or Tsubaki. They feel demonic, which I'm thinking they're demons, aren't they? Yes, they are. That's the right, well, he said nodded. Then she feels kind of like a holy presence, but yeah, like a fallen holy presence. Fallen angel? This is where, well, the thing next to him kind of, well, ask. This is where Issei says, yes, she does. I'm thinking she's a fallen angel. But she's not that powerful. She isn't as powerful as, like, the demonics, the demons over there at the school. That is true. But still, how about the other two girls that you're usually with? This is where, well, Issei kind of has a faint kind of blush, and this is where Issei says, don't know what you're talking about there, Momoshiki. I do not know what you're talking about. This is where, well, the ghost spirit disappears, and this is where, well, Issei says, fucking bastard. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna go to my room and play video games and hear music. This is where Issei gets into his room, and of course there's neon lights right now kind of like glowing, but yeah. Mostly he turned on the lights, but this is where he then turns them off because he just went to kind of change clothes. This is where, well, or kind of turn on the lights, kind of went to get some spare clothes so he can go kind of just lay back and relax. But before he kind of went to the bathroom, kind of shower, and this is where he kind of went to change into the spare clothes. But yeah, or not spare clothes, mostly just as casual clothes before he usually goes to sleep. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is yawning, but this is where, well, he kind of turns off the lights, switch another light switch, and this is where it's just kind of neon lights, kind of blue, green, red, and other stuff. This is where, well, mostly it's blue and red, and it's kind of purple in his room, but yeah, this is where he goes into his game game set kind of place. There's a computer with 3 monitors, or mostly 4 monitors, mostly the kind of screens. Now there's 4 in total because there's one to the left, one to the right, and well, yeah, one to the right, one to the left, and one kind of mostly in front of him, but there's one on top. But yeah, of course there's his keyboard that's kind of glowing, and his kind of mouse and other stuff. This is where, well, there's also the kind of like box of mostly, yeah, the computer box that's connected to it, blah blah blah. It has the storage and blah other stuff, but yeah, next one. Oh. Yeah, there's also speakers on it, but yeah, this is where, well, that's mostly to the side of his kind of room, kind of near his, well, not near his closet. Well, it kind of is near his closet, but not the point. There's also a TV in the other side, mostly this big kind of plastic screen TV. Underneath it is kind of, mostly the TV is kind of hanging on the wall, but mostly underneath it is mostly like his Xbox, PS, or some other stuff that he has, like a Nintendo and other stuff. There's also kind of speakers on the TV, mostly hanging up also, just in case you want to hear the kind of, mostly like GTA well headphones. He does have headphones. He has like 4 different types of headphones, going from good to worse. The only reason why he has bad headphones is just for the fact that usually it's kind of I should say pretty much just for the bad audio, just to screw people over. But yeah, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei grabs one of the headphones, kind of goes towards the well, this is where, well, he kind of just goes onto his, like, mostly TV, turns it on, kind of goes onto his, like, Xbox, turns that shit on also. This is where he kind of goes onto GTA, and, of course, just, like, mostly clicks on it, kind of goes into his account, kind of just starts playing. This is where, well, mostly he's online, and there's, like, 6 other people online. This is where, well, Aika's online. 2 other kind of like dudes are online. This is where, well, mostly not 2 other dudes, mostly one other dude is online. His name is Sanji, and this is where Sanji kind of gets on a kind of call with Issei, and this is where Sanji says, "Hey, motherfucker, what are we actually playing?" This is where, well, mostly it's kind of a group call, but yeah, this is where, well, Issei says, "Don't know." The girls are kind of refusing to actually play what's it called, well, GTA kind of gun mode. This is where Sanji says, "Oh man, that's actually the best mode." This is where Aika hops on and says, "Shut the fuck up, both of you. It is not the best mode. I fucking hate both of you. Especially Issei. The fact that he's such a troll in the fucking game." This is where Issei says, "What do you mean? I just park at the end and start shooting you down. It's mostly a free-for-all. Mostly I just want to rank up. Rank up my ass." This is where Aika said. This is where, well, another girl gets on. This is where, well, kind of saying, "Can you 3 already, shut up. Just pick a game. I just want to play because I'm so bored out of my mind. I've literally been bored out of my mind ever since I got home. When do you fuckers actually get out of school?" He says, well, unlike you, I have 2 perverted friends that won't shut the fuck up and drag me along. I had to escape by jumping over the fucking whole entire school building, but whatever." This is where, well, Sanji says, "Wait, that was you, motherfucker? You literally did parkour and someone was recording you. You know that's going on YouTube, right?" "Shit, I'm gonna be famous." This is where, well, he says, "Shit, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be a meme." This is where, well, Spooderman style. This is where he said. Sanji says, "This is gonna give me more of a headache. You know that." He says, "Oh, well, that's too fucking bad, isn't it?" This is where Sanji says, "Screw you, man." This is where Aika says, "Whatever. Just pick a game mode." This is where Aika said, and especially, don't pick a game mode where it has guns. I hate all of you. You guys have like fucking custom guns most of the time. This is where, well, Issei and Sanji sort of say, "Okay, fine. Are we missing a couple other people?" 2 other people kind of get on. Mostly someone says, "Yo, this is where, well, mostly it was kind of a, mostly someone else just kind of from a different country. It sounded like a girl voice, and this is where she says, "So what are we actually playing?" This is where, well, she kind of said it softly. And this is where, well, mostly Issei and Sanji says gun game. This is where, when they say gun game, instead of just playing GTA, kind of like, mostly racing gun game, but yeah. This is where, well, I can say, no gun game. No, we're not. Well, it's not on GTA kind of call. It's just a call on the Xbox, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei and Sanji says, "Fine, we're not playing a racing game with guns. How about we play some like Call of Duty kind of Modern Warfare 2 and a gun game?" This is where he kind of said. This is where Aika says, "Hell no." And this is where, well, mostly Aika and another person says hell no at the same time. Sanji says, "I mean, I'm good with this. Just don't be a fucking troll." He said, "Don't you dare use the knife. Come on, the knife is the most powerful thing in the game," he said, complaining. This is where a girl with a soft voice said, "Still, I don't think it's a good idea to play gun game. I kind of do rage a little bit on it." He says, switch off and says, "Sorry about that." This is where, well, he kind of said her name being, what's it called? This is where Issei says, sorry about that info. Then what do you want to actually play? This is where a girl says, with a soft voice, saying, I don't really know. Probably Minecraft? Can we just play something that isn't going to be violence most of the time? This is where, Issei says, I mean, that's fine. This is where, I guess it's better than having two guys right now playing gun game most of the time and screaming at each other. We'll see Sanji screaming at Issei most of the time for the fact that he just knifed him. This is where Sanji says, nah, I don't scream. Issei pulls out a recording saying, this is where the recording starts. And this is where, it's Sanji screaming to the mic saying, you motherfucker, stop knifing me, you son of a bitch, cunt, you. This is where, Issei said, you know, if this recording ever goes onto like the Skull website, I wonder how people are gonna react. This is where Sanji says, eesh, you're not doing that ever, right? Yeah, I'm not. But, dude, you really kind of just rage. This is where Issei's laughing. Screw you, man. This is where another person gets on. It's another guy. And this is where, the guy kind of just says Quincy. Mostly his name is Quincy. This is where, the guy says, yo, what's going on? What are we playing? This is where, it's, what's it called? Game night Thursday. So what are we playing? So I should mention it's kind of Thursday, but yeah. This is where Issei says, shit, we were going to play gun game, and then, first it was going to be GTA kind of racing with guns, but then it kind of changed to gun game, and then it changed to Minecraft, so we're going to play Minecraft. Okay, now, this is where the person says, but for real, Sanji, don't you dare pull out that TNT and try to blow up my house. I'm going to kill you in an instant. This is where, Sanji says, bring it on, motherfucker, I'll use my diamond sword. This is where, they're kind of already getting angry into each other, but yeah. This is where Issei's switching, but yeah. This is where two other people kind of join, and this is where, a girl's voice says, hey Issei, what are we actually playing? This is where Issei says, Alison, Celestia. Oh, we're just gonna play Minecraft, because Infel kind of asked for it. Infel kind of says, sorry if you girls were thinking of playing something else. This is where, both of them say, no, it's fine, Infel. This is where, I could kind of tell the two guys to shut the hell up already, because they're being quite annoying. This is where, the guy whose name Quincy says, fine, I'll shut up. Unless this motherfucker doesn't throw fucking, doesn't put like TNT and throw it into my fucking base, then I'll shut up. This is where, Sanji says, I never did that. That was Issei. Issei says, hey, stop the cap. This is where Issei says, stop the fucking cap. I never did shit like that, bro. I was literally minding my own business. Literally minding for diamonds. And I hear an explosion and I see, what's it called? Leonard's name literally pop up into the fucking, like, what's it called? Into the, chat one time, and that's all I see. Exploded by unknown. Just to where, Sanji Swatch says, that wasn't me then. Who the fuck has TNT most of the time in the fucking server? This is where, Sanji Swatch says, Invil? This is where, Invil says, I don't have TNT. This is where, he says, she's way too goddamn kind. There's no way in hell she has TNT. Who else is the other motherfucker that has TNT? Don't just say Leonard, because Leonard's usually the one kind of building stuff. This is where, Sanji says, okay, fine, it's me, leave me alone. This is where, he says, yeah, motherfucker, I know it's you. So shut the fuck up for a second. This is where, Sanji says, yeah, whatever. This is where, Issei's loading up Minecraft, and this is where the others are also loading it up, but yeah. Going onto a server that's just called whatever. It's just whatever, that's what fucking Issei put, just called whatever, but yeah. He instead kind of just went towards his, like, PC to kind of play it on, because he wasn't expecting to kind of go on, what's it called? Well, he was expecting to GTA, or what's it called, gun game. So, of course, he just went to his PC to kind of play it. This is where, Issei switches into his account for PC, and this is where it's just kind of named Red Dragon, or mostly his like PC name, game name is called, what's it called? So his PC name is just called Karma User. It was like the fucking name that he just picked. He just said Karma. So it's just named Karma. His GTA name was actually just called Red, but yeah. This is where, we'll see his, PC name is just called Karma. Of course, he has some random skin that's kind of white and kind of like white, but yeah. Or it's not white, it mostly looks like a Herobrine skin with kind of white eyes, where one is white and the other one is kind of like a red color that kind of has the lines going up, but yeah. They're kind of black, but yeah. This is where, the others are kind of having their PC skin, but yeah, or some of them are playing PC, some of them are actually playing on Nintendo, and some of them are just playing it on just mostly the Xbox or PC or whatever. Yeah, whatever. This is where, I could say, okay, so we all have an understanding here. This server is just called whatever, right? Issei says, yeah, you can just build whatever. I mean, Leonard's already doing something that. What's it called? Sanji is already being a prick about it. And yeah, we can do whatever. Uh-huh. Can we go onto a main server after this just to kind of play Bed Wars? I mean, it's not gun game, and I'd rather just play something like Bed Wars or kind of Egg Wars or whatever. Issei said, yeah, sure, that'd be fine. This is where Issei asks if anyone wants to disagree or agree with it. This is where, well, mostly Sanji says, can we play like TNT Run? We're not doing that. I suck at the game. Issei said literally a million. This is where Leonard says, same. It fucking destroys my frames. This is where, well, Phil says, no. This is where, well, others kind of just say, yeah, no, we disagree. Sanji says, damn it. This is where he says, it's not my fault that you literally destroyed one of my computers one time with that fucking TNT little explosion server that we did. This is where Sanji says, okay, fine, I'm sorry. Yeah, you better be fucking sorry, motherfucker. That shit exploded right in my face. I wonder how you didn't die. Issei kind of remembers, we go into a flashback of when Issei and Sanji were playing this like huge TNT in one server just to test it out and how it will break their frames or something like that. Because, well, Sanji had a spider living inside his like computer and he wants to just destroy him. So, of course, well, Issei was there just because of the fuck of it. He thinks his computer was going to last, but it exploded. Even, what's it called, Sanji's computer just turned on fire, almost a laptop. And of course, where Issei's computer exploded, but instead of Issei getting hurt, his hand moved so fast to grab any, what's it called, like, pieces from actually smashing into his face. But really, Issei just told Sanji that he just ducked down fast enough, so none of that shit hit him. But pretty much, it was mostly Issei, like, literally hitting all of it in an instant with his hand, managed to block any attacks. This is where, well, we go back into Issei and the others just playing more Minecraft, but yeah. This is where Issei kind of just was talking and other things. This is where a girl, mostly, so there's actually, what's it called, Aika, Invale, what's it called, Alison, what's it called, and also Celestia. There's also another girl named Junko, and the other guy's side is mostly, what's it called, Leonard, what's it called, Sanji and Issei. Now, it was a team of 4 in Bed Wars, but yeah, mostly Issei and, what's it called, Celestia was on one team. Then it came to the other 2 teams, or other 3 teams. Leonard and Sanji were not on a team together. Leonard was with, what's it called, Envale. What's it called, Sanji was with Aika. And mostly Alison was with, what's it called, Junko. But yeah. This is where, well, they were kind of playing Bed Wars. And this is where, well, Issei always just keeps sniping Sanji off the whole fucking game. Just sniping him with the bow that said power. Mostly it doesn't say power, say punch 4. And this is where I would just keep throwing him off, in which Sanji screams at the mic saying, stop fucking shooting me, you asshole! This is where he says, well, I'm shooting others. Why haven't I seen the fucking chat say you kill Lender or something? He says, I don't know. Because I suck at shooting, you're close to me more easier. Lender's in the other side. Mother! This is where Sanji is screaming to the mic, and this is where he says, I don't give a damn, shut the fuck up. This is where, well, mostly all that is happening. This is where, well, Issei looks at the clock and says, ah, shit, 10 o'clock. This is where, well, I can say, oh, wait, it's already 10 o'clock. Oh, well, then again, this is where, well, another girl says, well, it's going to be, what's it called, Friday tomorrow. Is anyone going to Friday? Issei says, my parents aren't really home tomorrow, so they went on a vacation to my grandparents. So I might just stay home. This is where he just said so casually. Sanji says, I can't stay at home. I need to literally go with Kaiju. Ah, shit. And she will question why I'm not at school. I gotta go to sleep then. This is where, well, Sanji got off. This is where Leonard says, you guys suck. I don't have school. Yeah, you managed to get out because you're from a different country from us. Leonard says, damn right I am. I'm from fucking Paris. Screw you guys. This is where, well, he says, yeah, asshole, shut the hell up. This is where, well, we'll see Alison and what's it called, Celestia are kind of just getting tired and says, we're kind of going to sleep then. Well, we're kind of hungry, so we're just going to go order some pizza and then go to sleep or something. He says, yeah, okay. See you girls. This is where, well, they get off. This is where mostly Infel says, I should probably be getting to sleep because mostly since I'm from America, my mom will probably get angry at me and wondering why I'm sleeping and lacking off most of the time. So I should probably be getting off also. This is where, well, Issei and mostly Leonard nodded. This is where Junko is also left, but yeah. Aika already did leave because, well, she is going to school. She doesn't have that luxury to actually stay home. Well, she does, but she's just going to school to annoy the two perverts. Which she kind of asked Issei if there's anything that he knows anything embarrassing about what's it called, the two perverts. Which Issei said, I have some things and some embarrassing photos. I mean, do you want that or what? This is where Aika said yes, and just sent it towards her and her cantinas. This is where, well, Issei does, and yeah, that's happening. This is where Issei, he's still playing what's it called, Minecraft, but this time it's just a PvP game that he's fighting against other people like Hunger Games, but yeah. The three people that are right now playing and also on the server of like Discord or whatever are kind of, it's Junko and what's it called, Leonard. Leonard doesn't care that much. He lives in a different country, so it's mostly daytime here. But yeah. Now of course Issei is right now in his night and he can just let her stay up for whatever. And this is where Junko kind of does go to their school, or mostly Issei school. And of course where, well, she doesn't that much, but yeah. She actually does live somewhere in Kuwa, but Issei has never seen her that much. This is where, well, mostly Leonard say, son of a bitch, where's my team? This is where, well, they're not playing Minecraft no more. It's mostly playing, not Hunger Games, mostly, multiplayer on, not multiplayer, mostly they're playing multiplayer on Call of Duty, but yeah. And this is where, well, Leonard say, where's my team? This is where he gets sniped, and this is where Leonard say, fuck! And this is my second time dying! I'm gonna get screwed so hard in the gulag. This is where, well, he just says, huh? Just suck on that. This is where he snipes off the person who sniped Leonard off, and then snipe another person, but yeah. This is where, well, Junko is kind of silent, but of course she's managing to snipe some people off also. Kind of use a machine gun, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Leonard says, damn it, I lost. No, fuck. He smashes his like hands into the computer and says, damn it, This is where he's screaming into the other person, and this is where he's sorry, like he can't get back into the game, but yeah. This is where, well, Leonard says, you know what, I'm gonna get off. Even though it's not even night or anything, I'm gonna get off. It's already kind of like 2 in the afternoon. I'm going home. Well, not going home. I'm going to go get something. I'm hungry as hell. This is where Leonard gets off, and this is where Issei swatch up says, idiots. This is where, well, mostly Issei managed to clutch the game by actually knifing someone at the end, but yeah. And this is where it says winner, but yeah. Junko did kind of die, and this is where, well, Issei says, he kind of has his eyes kind of a little bit closed and open because he's a little bit tired. And this is where he looks at the clock and it says kind of like 1 in the morning. This is where he says like, so tired. We've been playing for so long. This is where, well, Junko then gives out a question, knowing that Leonard already left and every other person left. This is where Junko says, hey Issei. He says it, huh? Yeah, Junko, do you need something? This is where Issei kind of went to get a kind of like something under his bed and kind of like this green package. And this is where, well, putting it into this like white vase thing or whatever, mostly like a glass. Pulling out a lighter. Of course, he's just stand-up. He does have his headphones wireless, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Junko says, I'm just going to ask you a question. Uh-huh. What's that? Did you accept a kind of date from someone today? Issei kind of says, wait, how the hell do you know that? This is where Issei said so quietly, but still noticeable to hear. This is where, well, Junko says, I see. Was the girl named Yuma? Yuma? This is where, well, Issei says, yeah? How the... Man, I haven't even smoked weed and I'm tripping out here. How the hell do you know that? This is where, well... Junko says, what, you're smoking weed? Can I have some? This is where Issei says, first of all, I don't even know where you live, so no. This is where Junko pouts and says, you're so mean. Still, what's it go? You're going out with kind of my, how should I say, sister. This is where, well, he says it. Wait, I'm going out with, wait, what? She's not really Yuma, but there's actually a trollish way to actually troll her. Just say that her real name is Rainer and just kind of troll her with that. This is where, well, he says, is that actually her real name? Yeah. Oops. This is where, well, she kind of says, well, not oops, mostly. She just kind of smiles and giggles, but yeah. He says, I see. Then why is Rainer trying to go out on a date with me? This is where, well, Junko says, if I tell you, then you will kind of get confused and scared, and you might not even go on a date with her. He says, I'm fine. Just tell me. And just where Junko says, okay, I can't really tell you mostly all the details. What was it called? Uh, but well, she's going to try to kill you. Issa says, "Oh shit." This is where Junko says, "What? What? Aren't you surprised? Aren't you gonna scream into the mic saying what?" This is where Issa says, "God, if that fake smile didn't fucking look too fake, then I would have fucking tripped out in a while ago." This is where Junko says, Then again, she was kind of bad at always acting most of the time. This is where Issei chuckles and says, "Still, she was kind of cute." This is where Issei said quietly. Junko says, "Huh?" This is where Issei says, "Still, not gonna lie, I wonder how you look." This is where Issei said with such a lustful kind of tone, but it's not that lustful, it's kind of just lovey a little bit. And this is where Junko kind of, in the other side, kind of blushes and says, "Shut up, don't say that." This is where, Issei chuckles and says, I'm just kidding. Calm down. Don't worry, I can deal with her. If she tries to, like, axe me or something, I'm just gonna dodge. Or run. Don't worry about it. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna smoke a joint and then go to sleep. Doesn't that make you not go to sleep? For me, it kind of relaxed my body, but yeah. This is where, Junko pouts and says, I still want to smoke some weed. This is where, Issa says, why don't you just go, like, outside, go buy some? What the hell? You realize this is Japan. I can't. How are you even able to get this? This is where Issa says, secret connections, okay? You can't tell me. Yeah, but I can't tell you that much. Just like you won't tell me that much about, what's it called? Rainer, I can't tell you much about my secret connections. This is where, right now Junko pouts, and this is where, Issei says so cutely. This is where, Issei kind of just, like, lights it up, and this is where he kind of inhales it and just breathes it out and says, that's gonna be one good, yes. This is where, Junko's saying, don't mute your mic when you're doing this. He says, hell no. I know it's making you jealous as hell just hearing me kind of just smoke this joint without you, so I'm gonna do it. This is where, Junko says, you're such a prick about it. This is where Issei just laughs and chuckles and says, I am. But you probably like that, don't you? This is where, Junko blushes in her kind of POV. And this is where, she kind of says, shut up. This is where, Issei grins and says, well, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna, get off then. This is where Issei turns off his stuff, and this is where he kind of leaves Discord. Still having his headphones, but mostly putting it down. This is where, he gets onto his phone, connects his headphones towards his phone, and starts kind of hearing music before he just smokes all the weed. It's mostly a small bit, and kind of just gets ready to kind of go to sleep. But yeah, opens his window a little bit, cracking it so the way he can kind of get out of his room. But yeah, this is where, he used to kind of put on headphones and start trying to get to sleep. But yeah, this is where, he yawns, and the song he's hearing right now is called... So, of course, the song that he's hearing is called Out of the Rain by, what's it called, the Fat Rats, and also someone else. But this is where, his playlist is just relaxing. This is where he's falling asleep, but yeah. This is where, someone outside kind of smelled the reek of kind of weed, and this is where, she then kind of grins because of her, mostly she grins because she wasn't expecting to actually smell it. This is where, she kind of jumps onto mostly the place, mostly lands on the place. This is where she kind of had wings. Mostly her wings were kind of black, but a little bit a palish, kind of rosy, goldenish color. But this is where, she kind of cracks the window a little bit. And this is where, she smiles, never expecting to see him here. And this is where the person is asleep, but yeah. This is where, she kind of grins. And this is where she tries to crack the window a little bit open. This is where her kind of palish blue eyes are kind of like glowing into the night a little bit. And this is where, she tries to, what's it called, this is where, she tries to crack the window a little bit open, and of course, where, she managed to crack it open. This is where, she was about to kind of, like, put her, like, leg into the, what's it called, room, until this is where she, like, squishes on a rubber duck, and this is where she says, oh, shit. This is where she tries to, like, jump out the window, but this is where someone opened their eyes in an instant, because their music already stopped. It's already kind of, like, 5, or not even 5, mostly, like, kind of, like, 3 in the morning. He kind of forgot that his music to stop. This is where, he yawns and says, oh, that noise. This is where the mostly room turned blue and red a little bit. And this is where his 2 palms kind of glow a little bit blue and red. But this is where he kind of like looks at it and says, what the hell is happening? This is where 2 kind of spirits say, someone's there. Someone's outside your window. You were still kind of, high as hell. And also, I should say, tired, we managed to wake you up and get rid of your kind of, well, highness. This is where, well, he says, what was it? Kind of felt like a fallen angel, but a little bit different. This is where Issei nodded. This is where Issei gets up. This is where, well, he doesn't activate his palms just yet, but this is where, well, he grabs something from mostly his back, mostly on top of his, like, mostly on top of his bed. There's two swords, two katanas that are usually hanging over his kind of, like, mostly bed. And this is where he pulls out the sword. And this is where the sword is kind of mostly coated into something. But this is where Issei kind of, like, goes to his window. It seems to be a little bit cracked open. Issei sighs, and this is where he jumps out the window. This is where he's looking around, trying to look up. Well, he's mostly on top of this little roof thing. It's mostly the kind of front door, kind of little roof hangover thing. And this is where, well, Issei is looking around saying, I can't see them. This is where, well, two spirits are mostly talking inside his mind, saying, we can sense them. They're here. But it seems they don't want to attack you. Actually, they seem to see you a little also. Issei said, I would activate my eyes, but I don't think I want to get caught. And whoever this is, probably supernatural being, especially if he's the devil. This is where, well, they said, how about just lock the door and do something about it? This is where, well, Issei said, yeah, that's probably true. This is where he kind of goes into his room, closes the door, mostly closes the window, like puts some lightning like wire around it, and this is where he then puts it into a plug, goes back into like his bed, and just falls asleep, putting back his headphones, putting that shit a little bit louder, and so he can fall asleep much easier. Of course, he still has the sword next to him just in case. This is where, well, the person kind of just says, damn it, he closed the door. I mean, not the door, the window. This is where she gets to the window just to see if maybe she can use some of her magic to open it. When she touched it, she felt lightning. She said, "Oh, damn mother!" This is where, well, she felt the shock and says, "Yeah." She said, "I'm gonna kill you later." This is where, well, she said it in such a playful and angry tone. But yeah. But we go into a time skip. Mostly the next day happened. It's Friday, and Issei just fell asleep. He didn't care that much. This is where it kind of goes on to Saturday, and Issei woke up because mostly two spirits tell him that mostly he has a date today. And this is where Issei sighs, and he kind of gets ready, looking somewhat similar like original canon. But of course, he has kind of a blue kind of coat. Think of it like Kawaki, a red shirt, and of course, this is where, well, he has kind of these black pants, sweatpants, but yeah. Of course, he has like this kind of keychain, whatever. Well, not even keychain, like a chain that mostly Kawaki kind of has, but yeah. His hair kind of spiked up, and this is where, well, Issei gets towards mostly his date. This is where a flyer goes towards him, and this is where the flyer, there's two flyers. One is blue and one is red. Mostly he has magic circles. He knows what this is. He doesn't care that much. He puts them into his pocket. This is where two spirits kind of says, why are you going to have them? Don't worry, I'll blast them later if they piss me off enough. This is where they both nodded. This is where, well, mostly they see Yuma, and kind of like original canon, the whole date kind of goes the summer same. Issei buys that kind of necklace for Yuma. And this is where, well, when it goes to a park, this is where Yuma says, Issei, can I ask you something? Issei says, hey, Yuma, I want to ask you something. Why did you lie about your name? Isn't your name Rainer? This is where, well, Rainer winds her eyes and says, how do you know my name? No, that can't be impossible. You shouldn't know my name. This is where, well, Issei said, someone told me online. This is where Yuma right now thinks about someone right now in her head and says, you son of a bitch! This is where she screams out loud, mostly in her head. But before something else actually appears twinkling into the dark, and this is where Issei notices. This is where Issei runs up to Yuma, right now pushes her down in an instant, and this is where, well, both of them kind of land to the ground. But this is where Issei has his hands mostly next to mostly Yuma's face, and this is where, well, he says, are you okay? This is where behind them exploded like a light explosion. This is where Yuma, right now she's blushing, seeing Issei being really close to her. And this is where, well, she kind of blushes a little bit. Has a little bit of blood nose, but yeah, because it looks kind of cool. The light kind of appearing behind Issei. And this is where Issei looks up and sees a fallen angel with kind of 3 wings. And this is where, well, 6 wings in total, but yeah. This is where he scoffs and says, damn it, I almost killed the daughter of Azel. I guess I'm going to have to try a little bit harder. This is where Issei gets up and says, who the hell are you exactly? Me? Well, it's none of your business, boy. All you gotta know is, well, I'm the person that's going to kill you and that bitch over there. This is where Rainer gets kind of scared, seeing the 6-winged fallen angel trying to kill her. This is where, well, she then gets on guard and spreads out 2 more wings, or mostly, she spreads out 6 wings in total also. And this is where, well, she says, I'm not letting you kill me. Hey, This is where she asks the human to stay away, but this is where she then looks to the side of her and sees Issei is gone. This is the fallen angel that's up there also sees Issei gone. This is where Issei says hello. This is where Issei appears behind him. And this is where, well, the fallen angel seems confused, but this is where he then gets kicked in the stomach right now, launches the trees. This is where he smashes into the trees and says, "Ugh!" This is where, Issei is right now floating, well, mostly just floating without wings. And this is where, well, Issei's hand is kind of glowing blue, and also his other hand is glowing red. This is where, well, mostly two spirits appear and says, "So, it seems we're gonna take him out, aren't we?" Issei said, "Hell yeah." This is where, well, Issei lands on the ground. Of course, he stops floating for a second. This is where the fallen angel manages to, like, fly up and says, "Why, you little brat?" This is where Rainer is looking at Issei with such a confused look, because she just saw Issei right next to her, but when she spreads out her 6 wings in total, she was confused on where he went. This is where Issei said, "Oh, did I accidentally kick you, fallen angel? Well, that's too fucking bad, isn't it?" This is where, well, the fallen angel spreads out his wings and says, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to make sure I kill you." This is where Issei says, "Oh, is that really? Then bring it on." This is where, well, Issei then, mostly his palms appear. This is where, well, mostly not his palms, mostly, well, the fallen angel sends multiple light spears straight towards Issei. Issei right now puts out his palm, his left hand. In front of him is a blue kind of glow on his, like, palm, but it's a blue diamond that Rainer noticed. And this is where, well, Rainer was confused until mostly the light spears tried to smash into Issei, but this is where the blue line started spraying from his body really fast. And this is when the light spear smash into Issei, they get absorbed and empty. Issei said, "Well, was that supposed to hurt me or not?" This is where the line smasher spread up to his eye, mostly his left eye. And this is where, well, Issei said, "Because that didn't hurt shit." This is where his eye switches to that of a Byakugan. This is where, well, mostly the fallen angel says, "What the hell is that?" Issei says, "This eye doesn't matter." "But what was that technique called? What did you call it, Momoshiki?" "Ah, right. Rasengan." This is where a Rasengan appears right in front of Issei's hand. It was pretty big, but then it shrinks to a smaller one. He then puts it into his fingers and then shoots it straight toward the fallen angel. It smashes into the guy's wings, mostly 3 of them, and mostly to the right side, and destroys him. This is where the fallen angel lands on the ground, saying, "Ah, my wings! You annoying little brat!" This is where, well, the fallen angel rushes at Issei down on the ground right now, using, well, putting back his other 3 wings to his back. This is where he makes a light spear. Right now, one on light spear, he makes a light sword and rushing straight towards Issei. This is where Issei kind of says, "You're quite pathetic, you know that?" This is where, well, he then puts his, like, left, mostly his right hand right in front of him, and also a red diamond appears, but this is where it spreads out the line, and of course towards his face, and this is where his eye changes entirely. His right eye. This is where it changes to that of mostly the eye that mostly Ishiki has. I don't remember what it's called, but of course, it puts it out. But it's a little bit different. Think of it like Kawaki. If you have watched that one episode where Kawaki has that eye, but it's kind of not complete entirely. But yeah, it's that eye, and this is where Issei activates it, and this is where multiple, like, rods starts rushing straight towards the guy. The guy winds his eyes and says, "What the?" This is where he tries to use his sword to try to block some of them, but they all smash upon him, and this is where he winds his eyes. They're not made out of magic, but they're actually kind of disrupting his own magic. This is where Issei appears right in front of him, kicking him in the stomach, but grabbing his arm, twisting the arm and breaking it, and the guy was screaming out, "Ah! You!" This is where Issei grabs him from the face and smashes him to the ground. Issei says, "You're quite pathetic." His voice is all different. It's very different. It's distorted with, like, 2 other voices. This is where, well, the person says, "I'm going to kill you." This is where, well, he tries to kick at Issei, but Issei disappears in an instant, reappearing and smashing a kick into his stomach. The fallen angel is right now coughing up blood. He wasn't expecting this kid to be much more powerful than normal. "So, have you finally given up?" This is where, well, the fallen angel is like, "You think I'm gonna give up against you? I'm not going to die. I'm going to win." This is where he screams out and spat out some blood onto Issei's shirt. He says, "You're starting to really piss me off. But here, I'll show you something that will really scare you." This is where, well, Issei right now pulls out a sword out of nowhere, or mostly pulls out 2 swords out of nowhere, and this is where one is red and one is blue, and this is where it has this powerful energy, and this is where, well, the fallen angel says, "What is that? What are you?" This is where Issei slashes down. The sword kind of, well, both swords kind of open their eyes. Well, it looks to have eyes. One is being green, one is kind of glowing, kind of like a reddish color, but yeah, or mostly a yellowish color, but yeah. This is where the fallen angel right now spits out more blood, and he was actually cut into 2. Issei says, pathetic. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks up to see Rainer, and Rainer just sees his eyes being completely different. This is where she gets a little bit scared, but Issei kind of like disappears to source. The markings on his body actually starts going back to his palms, and kind of goes up to Rainer and just hugs her and just says, it's all fine there, Rainer. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm going home. Bye. This is where, well, Issei kind of walks off and just yeah. This is where, well, Rainer just shocked, confused, and dumbfounded. This is where she falls down to her knees, and she was a little bit blushing, and yeah. This is where, well, we go into Issei, and Issei just goes home, and just says, now, time to go home. This is where he sees his window open a little bit. He's noticed the door is still locked, but this is where Issei, he kind of stuffily kind of like switches he kind of turns off his chakra, any magic signature, and kind of goes up to see his room. This is where he opens the window, and this is where he sees someone smoking his weed. This is where Issei says, who the hell are you? This is where Issei was about to activate his mark until he noticed the girl, and this is where the girl kind of goes, Issei! This is where Issei says, who the hell are you? This is where, well, both of them just looked at each other. One is kind of getting nervous and scared. The other one is looking at her with just a confused look, but kind of noticed her voice, and this is where Issei says, Junko? This is where Junko kind of goes, eep, really loud, and this is where, well, mostly Issei, goes into his room, but closes the window on an instinct, and uses a magic circle to kind of stop it, and this is where it just makes sure lightning appears, and this is where Junko says, hey Issei, what is, this is where Issei says, what the hell are you doing in my room? Also, are you smoking my weed? This is where, well, she goes eep a little bit more, and this is where Issei says, I know you're doing it. God damn it, whatever. This is where Issei gets a blunt from her hand, and just also smokes and says, you're gonna have to help me for paying this shit. How much did you smoke? This is where, well, she said, a lot, I guess. Issei says, wanna play some video games? This is where she says, you're not angry at me? And you're not angry at me just kind of breaking into your room? Issei says, I'm more concerned in how much weed you smoke. This is where, oh, she said, sure, I'll play video games with you. This is where, well, I'm going to leave it off here for kind of like part, mostly one of this what if, but other than that, have a nice day, whatever, but I gotta go. But other than that, bye, see you, and yeah.